You may be seated. In the spirit of the history of Miles College, we will begin today's celebration calling on the Spirit of the Lord in prayer and through a reading of the sacred word. Prayer will come from our Dean of Chapel and Vice President of Student Life and Engagement, Reverend Dr. Larry Beatty, and our scripture reading will come from Reverend Phyllis Knight Riley, the Associate Minister of the Calvary Baptist Church, Paterson, New Jersey, and the sister of President Bobbie Knight.
Gentlemen, please remove your couch. As we take a moment now to reflect, to center ourselves for this hour, slow down now from the hustle and bustle of getting here. Take time now to center yourself, to really be in this hour, this historic hour. Dear God, our provider and sustainer, lend an ear to our prayer today. We invoke your presence with us today as we celebrate this joyous occasion. Dear God, for the glimpses of beauty, for hours of truth, for a taste of justice in the field of freedom, for music and the love of song and laughter, we love this college. We ask blessings on all those gathered here, representatives of the various academic institutions of our land, Miles College trustees and our graduates, our dedicated administrators and staff, and our reason for being, our beloved students. We most particularly seek your blessings on Bobbie Knight as she joins the Miles College community to lead it into the opportunities as she transcends the obstacles that lie ahead. May fresh challenges excite her heart and mind and kindle in her the creativity to journey with us beyond any old limits, holding nothing back. May she feel at home here and find her groove and rhythm, where what is new draws excitement and enchantment from all that has gone on before. May she be inspired by the legacy of the past as she seeks to build a brighter and brighter and brighter future for those who come this way. We are grateful for this great college, built on the love and inspiration and persistence of many and sustained for more than a century by those whose aspirations and prayers are now one with the brick and stone of this great institution. We thank you for these hallowed grounds. We thank you for the great legacy. Pray now your blessings on Bobbie Knight as she goes forward, leading this institution to greater heights. Bless us all that we may support the wonderful work of this college to educate, to liberate the minds of those who tabernacle here. Continue to bless our students to achieve and give them a sense of purpose. May they always understand why they are here, what their purpose is, and what they hope to accomplish and set some goals. We thank you. We thank you for this hour. We thank you for this historic event. Come now and be with us. We invoke your presence to be here as we seek to build a better humanity. Bless now this hour. Bless now our president. It is in Jesus the Christ's name that I pray and give thanks. Amen.
Good morning. The scripture reading will be coming from the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, and it reads, "Young men, listen to me as you would to your father. Listen and grow wise, for I speak the truth. He told me never to forget his words. If you follow them, he said, you will have a long and happy life. Cling to wisdom. She will protect you. Love her. She will guard you. Determination to be wise is the first step toward becoming wise. And with your wisdom, develop common sense and good judgment. If you exalt wisdom, she will exalt you. Hold her fast, and she will lead you to great honor. She will place a beautiful crown upon your head. My son, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have a long, good life. I would have you learn this great fact, that a life of doing right and the wisest life there is. If you live that kind of life, you will not limp or stumble as you run. Carry out your instructions. Don't forget them, for they will lead you to real living. Keep these thoughts ever in mind. Let them penetrate deep within your heart, for they will mean real life for you and radiant health. The word of the Lord. Amen.
Good morning. I'm Bishop Teresa Jefferson Snorton, and I have the privilege of serving as the chair of the Board of Trustees of Miles College. I also have the great delight to welcome you to Miles today, Miles College, the home of Southern beauty. We're so delighted that so many of you took time from your day to come and celebrate with us on this historic occasion, the inauguration of our 15th president, who also happens to be the first time we have been blessed to have the leadership of one of God's greatest creations, a woman. The theme for this inauguration is Miles College, a bridge to the future. That theme is significant because today would normally be our Founders Day celebration, a time when we pause to honor, remember the legacy of those who founded Miles College in 1898, individuals who were barely released from the shackles of slavery, yet they had the vision of education, of preparation, of making sure that the future leaders would be equipped for the task before them. Today we do honor our founders, and we're ever so grateful, because if we think for just a moment, their sacrifice was tremendous. Their investment was huge. They did so much with so little. But Miles College today, we declare, is a bridge to the future. If you think for a moment about a bridge is a part of a trail or roadway that gets you from point A to point B. A bridge is not a parking lot where you stop because you've reached your destination. But a bridge is an effort to overcome whatever obstacles may lie ahead as you journey forward into the future. That is who we are today, a bridge to the future. And oh, how blessed we are that our navigator, our driver, our leader is none other than Dr. Barbara Jean Knight. So I welcome you to the college, and please enjoy once again the wonderful Miles College Choir.
Make my vow
Oh, how blessed it is to hear those wonderful voices of the Miles College Choir under the leadership of Dr. Valerie Harris. Thank you for blessing us. We know that each one of you come today with your own special connection to Miles College, and that if given the opportunity, you would have plenty to say about where we are in the life of Miles and what this great school means to you. But we don't have that kind of time. So we have selected a few individuals who we believe represent a broad, diverse part of our community to come and bring greetings and extend their congratulations to our president. I would ask that they would, for the sake of time, limit their comments to 2 minutes. In the church, we know that doesn't work. But we do want to give them ample time to say, but also have room for all of our guests to bring greetings. I want to invite to the stage, on behalf of the faculty, our Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Geraldine Agee. On behalf of our students, Ms. Kristen Lawrence, class of 23, who is the president of our Student Government Association, if you would come. And Mr. John Dedrick, the vice president of the Miles College National Alumni Association. You may speak in that order.
Bishop Norton, I'm sorry I kept standing up. I was so excited. I couldn't. Okay, is it my turn? Is it my turn? So I have somewhat of a speech, and I'm going to do my best, but I already know that it's going to be wholly deficient in being able to describe how much we are all so excited to be able to honor you today, President Bobbie Knight. So protocol having been established, it is my esteemed honor to represent the faculty and staff of Miles College. As a Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, I am most privileged to lead the team that shapes the minds of the future, hello students, but where will we be if we didn't have the refined leadership of President Bobbie Knight? Today is indeed a day of celebration for our institution. As we pay homage to its rich history and traditions, we get a glimpse into the future, and we now have confidence and hope because of our president that's at the helm. In 124 years of the history of Miles College, what we are doing today has only been done 14 other times. You are all a part of history. And as the bishop told us, you're a part of a significant history because this is the first time that we've had a woman to lead this illustrious organization. Give a round of applause to our president, Bobbie Knight. I've told her time and time again that when she is successful, we are all successful. So we rejoice in her success and we follow her leadership. So today is that celebration for our institution, but we also want to focus on President Bobbie Knight. She is the epitome of a phenomenal woman. She is shaped in wisdom, filled with compassion, and overflowing with knowledge and resources, as the faculty, staff, and students here at Miles College will tell you that she willingly shares. A tree is known by its fruits. President Knight, you are making an impact on each and every one of us. And there's just a reflection of us that are here today. Altogether, there are 120 faculty members, full-time and adjunct, and I would ask for every member of the faculty, our chairs, our deans and directors, please stand at this time. President Knight, we are all the reflection of your vision, your determination. You illuminate a bright light for Miles College future, and all of us are here to serve and to be part of your leadership, and we are excited to be part of your vision. Congratulations on being inaugurated as the 15th president of Miles College. We are honored. Congratulations.
Greetings and good morning. I am Kristen Lawrence, the Student Government Association President for this academic school year. And on behalf of my executive cabinet and the student body, I want to welcome all honored guests, faculty, family, and friends to this momentous occasion. In wake of International Women's Day, it is only fitting that we celebrate the inauguration of our first female president here at Miles College. You can't clap enough for that. You cannot. It is indeed a new day here as we secure our institution's future by bearing witness to the history made today. During her time here, President Knight has worked tirelessly to ensure the growth and advancement of our institution and to bridge the gap between the students, and it is an honor that she would step down from retirement to serve our institution's community. This new day marks new beginnings here at Miles as we are able to officially welcome President Knight into office and play our part in making Miles our bridge to the future. Congratulations again, President Knight.
I'm still smiling from just hearing that choir. It was only 50 years ago when I was a member of that choir. I always applaud them. Good morning. Bishop Teresa Snorton, Chair of the 5th Episcopal District Board of Christian Education, Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, board members, Provost AG, President Bobbie Knight, faculty and staff, invited, distinguished, I might add, distinguished invited guests, Golden Bear student body, especially those graduating seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring greetings from Mrs. Linda Jennings, the president of the National Alumni Association of Miles College. She could not be here today, and I am happy to stand in her stead. I also bring greetings from our various alumni chapters across this beautiful country. If they were here, they would have me say, congratulations to the 15th president of our institution. They want me to say to Mrs. Bobbie Knight that we are in support of you. We love what's happening at our institution. Again, I say congratulations, Bobbie Knight, President Miles College. It's a great day at Miles College.
As a college president, our very own president joins a great collegial body of presidents of other institutions to speak on behalf of her colleagues, now other presidents, is none other than Dr. Beck A. Taylor, the president of our neighbor school, Samford University. Dr. Beck. Dr. Taylor.
Well, good morning. What a marvelous day. What a marvelous day for Miles College. It's wonderful to be here. My name is Beck Taylor. I serve as the 19th president of Samford University, and it's my profound privilege and pleasure to bring greetings and congratulations to President Bobbie Knight on the occasion of her inauguration as the 15th president of Miles College. On behalf of the entire Samford University community, and indeed on behalf of all of Miles College's higher education partners. President Knight, what an honor it is for me to be here today, and I celebrate with you this incredible community that you lead. Thank you for this invitation. It was just back in November when President Knight similarly honored me with her presence and warm greetings at my inauguration at Samford, so I'm delighted to return my expression of solidarity and support and enthusiasm on this momentous day. Upon my arrival in Birmingham last July, I asked my team at Samford which people in Birmingham I should make it a priority to meet in the early days of my tenure. the name Bobbie Knight was at the top of the list. And so late last summer, President Knight and I had lunch together, and we decided then and there that we would work together as colleagues and that we would commit to a vital partnership between Samford and Miles to serve our community and our students as two strong, independent institutions, but also as people and places that share a common commitment to the well-being and the flourishing of our communities. It wasn't long after that President Knight and I publicly signed the MISA Collaborative Partnership, a groundbreaking initiative between Miles and Samford in which faculty and students would find innovative ways to share learning experiences in all areas. As one such example, on Samford's campus last fall, a collaboration between Samford School of the Arts and the Miles College Theater Department jointly produced and performed the theatrical production of Crumbs from the Table of Joy that included actors from both Miles and Samford. Another key element of that partnership is a joint commitment to integrate service learning among Miles and Samford students to partner with the Fairfield and Birmingham communities at large. The future of institutions like Miles and Samford is inexorably linked to the future of the communities that we call home. Under President Knight's leadership, not only will Miles College flourish, but so will the Fairfield and Birmingham communities. I want to say that on behalf of the Samford community, I am grateful to you, President Knight, for your friendship, your partnership, and your passion. Friends, I tell you now what you already know. In President Bobbie Knight, the Miles College community has an incredible leader who has a heart for you students and a passion for community wellness. Her vision and inspiration will guide this important institution to new heights. And as a rising tide lifts all boats in the harbor, I know that Samford University, along with other higher education institutions in our state and across the region, will benefit from the leadership provided here at Miles College, and I thank you in advance for that impact. President Knight, congratulations to you. I look forward to many more years of service alongside you and Miles College. We are all deeply indebted to your contributions. I wish you the very best and God's richest blessings. Thank you.
The founders of Miles College that I mentioned in my welcome were members of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. The historic connection of Miles and the CME Church is one that has remained consistent and stable and will be unbroken. To speak on behalf of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, please welcome Bishop Sylvester Williams Sr., the presiding bishop of the 3rd Episcopal District of our church and the vice chair of Miles College Board of Trustees. As he comes, let me ask all of the CMEs in the house to stand, and for those that are part of his delegation to join him on the stage.
There's an entourage coming of some distinguished gentlemen, so in the month of March, when we're celebrating women, you all will know that there are still some phenomenal men as well, all right? Amen. First of all, allow me to say that we are very delighted. I'm very delighted to have this privilege to speak on behalf not just of the College of Bishops. Here she comes. That's a phenomenal woman, y'all. Just in case you didn't know, that is Mrs. Williams. I do plan to go home this evening, so you all don't mind me having given her that special privilege. Allow me to say that I am delighted to be able to greet all of you and to share a moment on behalf of not just the bishops of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, but also on behalf of our entire denomination. As has been stated, the CME Church has a rich legacy and heritage in our love, support, and founding of the Miles College CME Church. Through the years, it goes without saying that we have cherished and loved and appreciated Miles and indeed the legacy that she has and how she has been instrumental particularly in shaping the lives of so many persons, and indeed being a beacon of light that shines in this community. It is out of that vein that the whole CME Church joins me in saying congratulations as we celebrate the first female and the 15th bishop, and the 15th president, and the 15th president of Miles College. I want you to know that as I've shared with all of the leadership of the church, all of us are convinced that Miles College is in great hands. Thank you for what you've done. I don't want to stay too long, but the second thing that I wanted to do is not only to congratulate you, but on behalf of the church and all of us to say thank you for what you have already done. You have already allowed us to see your enthusiasm, your love, and your dedication and commitment to Miles College. I dare say, since the time that you were called to serve in this capacity, you hit the ground running. And we have been able to soar to a new height because of your work, and I dare say we are lifting even higher. So to that, God be the glory, and we appreciate you. And the last thing that I want to say is that not only are we congratulating you and saying thank you, but we also want you to know that as a CME Church, we are supporting you. We will continue to support you in any way that we can. Now, if you'd allow me to digress a little bit from the general church and to say that there are some folk here, though we're joined by several and many of our friends, there are some folk here from 3D, and if y'all don't know what 3D means, you better ask somebody. But at any rate, from 3D, who will also want to share how we want to support you in a more tangible way. And let me just say that some years ago, the bishops of the church got together and we said that for those of us who do not have a CME church in our school in our area, that we wanted to support the areas that did. Unfortunately, because of so many things going on, this will represent one of the first times that we have been able to support, in as much as I was already on the board, and now I have been assigned to serve and to work with this school from the 3rd Episcopal District. Allow me now to ask Dr. Washington to come and make a presentation.
Acknowledging Bishop Jefferson Snorton. Congratulations again, President Knight. Yes. On behalf of our bishop, who continues to lead us with excellence, and Mrs. Carmen Williams. On behalf of Pastor Richard McDuffie, the pastor of Lane Tabernacle in St. Louis, Missouri. Pastor Dr. Richard Shaw, the pastor of the St. Matthew CME Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Presiding Elder Jancy Finkley of the St. Louis District, and the pastor of Coleman Wright in St. Louis. And also our CFO of the CME Church, Dr. Victor Taylor, and myself, Reverend Dr. Philip Washington of the Detroit and Mid-Michigan District, and the pastor of Dozier Memorial CME Church in Flint, and the members of the 3rd Episcopal District, 3D. We want to present you this check in the total amount of $10,000. God bless you. You have our support.
Thank you, Bishop Williams and the members of 3D. Now at Miles, we do know a little bit about competition. We have winning teams. We win competitions in academic debates and scholarship bowls, and even us in the church are not beyond competition. So Bishop Williams and I consider ourselves classmates. We were elected at the same time. He's the bishop of the 1st, I'm the bishop of the 5th. So the 5th district, President Miles, has something for you too. As of our count last night, and we're still in the process of collecting, we had $26,000. At our Founders Day celebration, we generally do take time to acknowledge and receive gifts and donations from organizations that want to do that. For the sake of time, we're not going to do that. But if you have come from your organization with a donation from the college, Mr. Hollins, I believe, will be out at the table after the service to receive your contribution. Don't take it back home with you. We want it. And do allow me the opportunity to also say to the Miles alumni, if you would stand. We have several of our alumni here. We have received a check from the National Alumni Association for $20,000. Without this kind of support, it would be impossible for the school to move higher and higher. So we are grateful for every dime, every dollar that has been given and that will be given. We accept pledges as well as donations on site. It would also be remiss of me not to, at this moment, acknowledge the gift of the Board of Trustees. We met yesterday with the Board of Trustees. Please stand. And in our meeting on yesterday, we were able to collect, Madam President, $15,320. And we are still working as well. Here to speak officially on behalf of the Board of Trustees is Trustee Houston Smith, who is the Vice President of Governmental Affairs at Alabama Power. He will be followed by a representative of the Honorable Terry Sewell, Congresswoman from the 7th District of the United States House of Representatives. And then we will hear from Dr. Yvette Richardson, the 4th District Representative on the Alabama State Board of Education. We invite you to the stage in that order.
I slightly revised my remarks. Let me be the first to wish you good afternoon. So, I have known President Bobbie Knight all of my professional career. I have received advice from her on strategic communication plans. I have received advice from her on how to avoid tricky political issues. I have met with President Knight when she's told me that my tie was too old and I did not look professional. I see a number of Alabama Power employees in here who I know have received similar advice. I am honored to make comments on behalf of the Board of Trustees, and I really only have one point to make. This last 2 years since the death of George Floyd has been a challenging time for our country. It has been maybe the most challenging in the modern era, certainly since the 1960s. But through that challenge, we have seen some opportunity. In America, many people are now, for the first time, fully understanding the history of HBCUs. Many Americans are, for the first time, appreciating the value of HBCUs. And at the same time, many Americans, to our benefit, are starting to invest in HBCUs. This investment certainly brings additional scrutiny, but it brings immense opportunity. And I believe that the students and the faculty and the alumni and the community served by Miles College at this time needs a leader that is thoughtful, that is strong, that is extremely strategic, and like we said in our opening prayer, that can lead us all to dream about the possibilities that Miles College presents. That leader, fortunately for all of us, is President Bobbie Knight. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Congresswoman Terry Sewell, who sends her regrets that she's not able to attend today, but she wants you to know, Dr. Knight, that you have her support. Miles College has her support as in time past and moving forward. Miles College has been a beacon to our community for many years. And when I think about Miles College, under the leadership of President Bobbie Knight, who is also a friend of mine, I think about an old hymn. And the words of the hymn says, hope for today, strength for today, and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all yours, and 10,000s beside. If you agree with me, say amen. Amen. We thank you. You have our support, and congratulations.
Protocol has been established. Good afternoon. I bring you greetings from the Alabama State Board of Education, where Governor Kay Ivey serves as president, and I serve as vice president. I represent 7 counties and 14 school districts. I am elated to be here today in reference to this auspicious occasion where we celebrate President Bobbie Knight, the 15th president of Miles College. President Knight took the helm of Miles College approximately 2 years ago, even though we are commemorating her today. As a graduate of Miles College, faculty member, and dean of general education, I have seen her steady the course and the ship of Miles College. Even though a pandemic hit in the spring of 2020, instruction continued, enrollment increased. President Bobbie Knight showed concern for her faculty, staff, and the entire college body by having us to revert to virtual instruction. Through all of this, new initiatives have increased, endowments have increased, and partnerships have increased. What a president we have at Miles College. I have a commendation from Governor Ivey. However, I would be remiss if I did not share these words with you. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. A person does not set out to become a leader, but because of the quality of one's action and the integrity of one's intent, they become a leader. However, true leaders are much like eagles. They don't flock. You find them one at a time. And we have one leader at Miles College. Congratulations, President Knight.
Miles College is blessed to have so many friends and so much support, both within the Miles College community, with our faculty, staff, cabinet, president, students, alums, but we have a lot of community support. We are so grateful for those that have spoken. And now our next series to bring greetings represents yet another pillar of support for Miles College, our elected leaders. Please welcome to the stage in this order, the Honorable Randall Woodfin, the Mayor of the City of Birmingham. He will be followed by the Honorable Eddie Penny, the Mayor of the City of Fairfield. He will be followed by the Honorable James A. Stevens, President of the Jefferson County Commission. Thank you for being with us today.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to be with you all this afternoon. 13 years ago, there were a group of young professionals who were seeking to make more investments in this community, to learn more about themselves, and to make and have community impact. And there were a group of, I would say, seasoned adults, corporate leaders and business owners and presidents and vice presidents of various organizations, including Alabama Power, that scooped us up, and they made these investments with their time, they made their investments with their talent, and they kept pouring into us. I'm able to stand before you as mayor of the city of Birmingham because one of those people is Madam President Bobbie Knight. And that's the type of leader Miles College needs, because what this is really about is the investment in the next generation, pouring into their future, making investments into them. And I've seen it up close. And so this student population, these current students and future students, are in capable hands of a passionate leader. The last 2 years have not been one of comfort or convenience for anybody. There have been a lot of challenges. No president of any college or university in the nation was given a playbook of how to engage or deal with the global health pandemic, nor economic crisis concerned about their student enrollment and or their endowment, nor the social unrest in the wake of George Floyd's murder and high activism, especially among young people on college campuses. But Madam President, which definitely has a ring to it, handled it all with so much grace, with a lot of grace. It's already been said, but it's worth saying again. Miles College is in good hands, and I'm proud to stand with you, and I'll do whatever you need. Thank you for your friendship.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be here on behalf of the city of Fairfield to extend greetings for all our citizens and to congratulate Dr. Knight on being the 15th president. The city of Fairfield is blessed to be honored to have one of the most prestigious HBCUs in the nation right here in the city of Fairfield. For the last 2 years, I've had the honor to be able to work with Dr. Knight. She came into the city as a president, and she immediately began to work with the city to formulate a partnership. Miles College do so many things for the city of Fairfield. We're just blessed to have it here. We are looking forward to working with Miles College to help develop that North Campus. It's going to be a boom, I believe, to all of the western side of Jefferson County. They make so many contributions here, and they indeed is a great HBCU, and we're just so happy to be here. We are honored also, Bishop, as you mentioned about the championships, the excellence that's been exhibited by the students in so many areas. Every time they win a championship in football and basketball, I salute them. I'm their #1 rooter as long as they're not playing Alabama A&M. Which is my alma mater, also a great HBCU. But I do love Miles College. We're so happy to have this great working relationship with Miles College. And Dr. Knight, we just want to congratulate you. I look forward to continue to work with you to help to build Miles College and also lift Fairfield up. Thank you all.
Wow, good afternoon, everyone. We're blessed to be here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. I want to thank you for including the Jefferson County Commission, commissioners, both past and present. I see both here in the audience today. And we offer our greetings and our appreciation for one of the most secretive stakeholders in our entire county. This is a secret, Miles College. You know, there's no fanfare. You just get the job done and do what you need to do. It's only fitting during Women's History Month and the International Women's Day that you have brought someone to polish that diamond, to bring it out for everyone to see, and let it be a beacon on this portion of Jefferson County. You know, I was born and raised right here, and I am a member of the Bessemer Cutoff. That's where Fairfield is, that's where we are. Been here all my life. And I've always liked to say that the tail wags the dog, is that most of your good leaders come from this end of the county. So we won't say that. And I see Commissioner Knight here. We present company accepted on that. But one of the first people that I met when I entered this arena that we call politics was Bobbie Knight. And Bobbie Knight gave me counsel. And I don't know whether she remembers it or not, but I do. We were at Dale's Steakhouse. And I was not a commissioner, and she didn't know me from Adam's house cat. But she said, if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to build bridges. And that's what we're talking about here today, is building those bridges to unite people. And she gave me some of the advice that she said, you're going to run partisan. There's going to be Democrats and there's going to be Republicans. But once you're elected, you represent everyone. And in order for you to be successful, you have to do that. That's my personal experience with Bobbie Knight. And I can tell you right now, you could have searched this world over and not have attained a better president than what you have here today. I promise you that. Hardworking, humble, and involved. That describes Bobbie Knight. It's been my honor to be your friend. I will always be your friend. We will always be your friend. The Jefferson County Commission stands at your pleasure. God bless you, and for many years to come, let's polish this jewel they call Miles College.
I'd like to thank all of those who have come today to bring greetings. And if we were not in COVID times, I would invite all of us to just shout our greeting to President Knight. But in lieu of that, won't you just give her a wave? Let you know that we all greet you and say congratulations. In the summer of 2019, when our 13th president, Dr. George T. French, Jr., announced that he was moving to another institution, the board immediately went into a work mode to figure out our way forward. Like someone said earlier, it did not take long before the name of Bobbie Knight rose to the top of our list. I can remember engaging her in that very first conversation, and one of her words was, "Who, me?" And then she said, "But I just retired. I have to think about this for a minute." but it did not take her long to say yes. We made a big ask of someone who had already made a critical decision in their professional career to come out of retirement. And in July of 2019, our ask was simple: will you be our interim? But in 8 short months, we were convinced that we did not need to look any further. Those 8 months were busy with assessments, activity, meetings, interviews, walking in every building on campus. She immediately went to work. In the March 2020 board meeting, we decided that we needed to name her as the 15th president of Miles College. We're grateful that she said yes. Unfortunately, 1 week later, like all other institutions, Miles College had to go into a different mode of functioning. But Dr. Knight did not waver. She went to work, assuring the safety of our students, our faculty, and our staff, but also assuring that our education and our mission would continue. We have planned this inauguration so many times, but here we are, though 2 years later, yet celebrating the wonderful accomplishments of our president. I can't help but think of the scripture where it is said to one woman, "Who knows that you have come to the kingdom or this moment for such a time as this?" We're grateful, Dr. Knight, that you said yes. And it would be remiss of me not also in this moment to recognize that part of that yes is embodied in the support of her wonderful husband, Mr. Gary Burley. Gary, won't you stand? For he too, in his own quiet, yet powerful and unassuming way, has become an important part of the wheels that make Miles College run. Thank you. We also want to just pause and acknowledge that our president just didn't spring up from nowhere. She had a family that no doubt nurtured her and enabled her to be who she is today. Will her family please stand? We're so grateful that you have been able to join in this great celebration today of your beloved Barbara Jean. We're now ready for our formal inauguration, and I want to ask if our vice chair would join and assist. The charge and the investiture. Barbara Jean Knight, I charge you before God and in the presence of all of those assembled here to be faithful in the execution of your duties as president of the office of Miles College. Try hard to show yourself worthy of God's approval as a laborer who need not be ashamed. We find those words in 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter. Take upon you all of these responsibilities, though heavy, with humble joy and with deep faith. We too vow, by the help of God, to work with you for the upbuilding of Miles College and her students. You have our promise to be present with you in your endeavors, our promise as your family, as friends, as trustees, as your cabinet, as faculty and staff, as students, as alumni. You have our promise as professional colleagues and community leaders. You have our total support, and we will pray for you without ceasing. As a part of this ceremony, the vice chair and I will now present you with the symbols of your leadership. The beautiful robe that you wear has the crest of Miles College, and the robe itself is a centuries-old symbol of those who have devoted themselves to study and academic rigor. Different styles of robes with different bars and sleeves historically designate one's progression in study, from undergrad to graduate, from professor to dean or provost, and then finally as chancellor and president. The bars designate that you are our president. The medallion that the vice chair will now present and place upon you further shows and symbolizes and solidifies your status as the leader of this institution, its 15th president and its first woman since its founding in 1898. The words and images on this medallion represent the official seal of the college, surrounded by the names of your 14 predecessors. We also present to you, as you take the oath of office, this Bible. The Bible belonged to past president, Dr. Albert J. Sloan II. He was our 13th president. It was presented to the college by his wife, Mrs. Emma Sloan. Is she present? Mrs. Sloan. This Bible will be kept in the archives of Miles College's C.A. Kirkendall Learning Resource Center. This is a Chapman Bible, and I don't understand this. The Chapman Bible belonged to Professor James Chapman, the chair of Howard College's Department of Religion. No, okay. As you place your hand on the Bible of Dr. Albert Sloan, would you repeat after me? In the presence of God and these solemn witnesses.
In the presence of God and these solemn witnesses.
I promise that I will.
I promise that I will.
Faithfully and sensitively.
Faithfully and sensitively.
Administer the affairs of Miles College.
Administer the affairs of Miles College.
In accordance with the Word of God.
In accordance with the Word of God.
The laws of our state and nation.
The laws of our state and nation.
The policies of the Board of Trustees.
The policies of the Board of Trustees.
I further promise.
I further promise.
That I will execute.
That I will execute.
All the duties.
All the duties.
Of the office of President.
Of the office of President.
To the best of my knowledge and ability.
To the best of my knowledge and ability.
With a commitment of excellence that honors God.
With a commitment of excellence that honors God. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, receive my friend, President Bobbie Knight.
Thank you. Madam Chair and the members of the Miles College Board of Trustees, I am indeed humbled at being asked to lead this esteemed institution in its quest to further its contributions toward developing our future leaders. I officially accept this responsibility with reverence, and I am deeply honored to serve as the 15th president of Miles College. I am eager to accept the challenges, and I count it a privilege and a joy to serve Miles. To serve this present age, my calling to fulfill, oh, may it all my powers engage to do my master's will. To the Miles College Board of Trustees, to my cabinet, to the faculty, staff, to our SGA officers and our student leaders, to the academic community that's represented here today, to elected officials represented here today, to my colleagues and friends, to my husband, Gary Burley, and all of my family members down here and up there and up here that are here today to share in this occasion, thank you for your unwavering support and for helping to keep me anchored and humble. Last but certainly not least, to the Miles College alumni, I want to thank you for accepting me and encouraging me over the past 2 years. I appreciate your ideas, your feedback, your financial support, and I thank you for believing in me. Please know that I will always keep the best interest of our students and this college at the forefront of my decision-making. Being president is not about me. It is never about the individual. This is in reality a calling to serve. It is about serving our students, our faculty, and our staff. And I pray that when the history of the Knight years is written, it will be said that Bobbie Knight was a servant leader who loved her students and always put them first. I took my oath today on the Bible that belonged to my friend, the late Reverend Dr. Albert Sloan, the 13th president of Miles College. His Bible is worn with loose and frayed pages and loose binding that are indicative of its frequent use. Dr. Sloan understood the assignment. This was his calling. He was a servant leader, and I hold him up as my model of leadership. Thank you, Emma, for granting me this honor. Thank you. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that my investiture falls on Founders Day. Miles College was founded, of course, you've heard, by the CME Church in 1898, 124 years ago, by visionaries who dared to provide an education for young people of color. And although I did not pick this date, I am grateful for it. It serves as a reminder that my job is to ensure the sustainability of the college and that the college is positioned for the next generation. Our founders must have known then what we know now, that our future is secure and our hope steadfast. It is the same promise and the same Lord who declared then and declares now, I know the plans I have for you to prosper you. I assumed the role of president during an extraordinary chapter in the college's history, one that will forever be defined by a worldwide pandemic and social unrest. My goal was to ensure the college emerged from the pandemic in a position of strength. I've always been an admirer, y'all, of Albert Einstein. Most folks know and admire his work as a revolutionary physicist and for his theory of relativity. But many may not know is that he was also a visionary, a problem solver, and what the Disney people described as an Imagineer. Einstein said logic will get you from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. After emerging from 2 years of major disruptors, in a position of strength, now we must reimagine Miles College. We've got to be Imagineers. We're going to build upon and remain respectful to her history and traditions while creating a framework that allows us to remain relevant and competitive. We cannot accept status quo. We must redefine excellence. We must look for ways to redefine the student experience, to redefine the student, and to reimagine academic constructs. Although our core mission has not changed, the way we operate must change. As a result, we have been laser focused on improving the student experience and executing an efficient growth strategy that positions Miles for the future. Einstein said, I never teach my students. I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they learn. Y'all, I think he wrote that for me. Or somebody like me, for someone who's not a trained educator, who came out of corporate America, but who understands that her job is to give her students everything they need to be successful. The right tools, the right faculty, the right resources, the right conditions. My role is to ensure we are that bridge to a brighter future. So how is Miles College going from A to Z to everywhere? We get there by providing competitive academic programs, by deploying innovative technology that supports and enhances the academic learning environment, by redefining the student experience, by exploring a co-curricular, experiential, collegiate community. Dr. Agee, I have a problem reading that every time. And by streamlining our processes to support continuous student enrollment by eliminating barriers to success and completion. It has been said that it's easier to change the course of history than it is to change a history course. Well, at Miles College, we're trying to do both. We remain committed to our mission and vision, but we also recognize that how we get there will require a continued focus on process improvement. Systemic change is often very, very slow and difficult and requires intentionality. That's why I constantly challenge my cabinet to focus on metrics. I know they get tired of me saying that, but that's one way to affect change. So by focusing on the metrics, we have seen increases in several areas of Miles College during my tenure as president. I'm very proud of the results. So what do the results look like? Well, Miles College has experienced 2 consecutive years of enrollment increases. The most recent addition brought the college's total enrollment above 1,500 students for the first time since 2017. We have experienced an increase of over 500% in private gifts, y'all, 500%. We've experienced an increase of more than 1,100% in public and foundation grants. We had 1 federal grant when I came to Miles in 2019, 1. We now have 9. We currently have the largest sponsored program portfolio in the history of Miles College. And Mrs. Knighton, we have increased our endowment to an all-time high. Thank you. And we have been rated one of the most fiscally stable HBCUs in the nation. We have a great story to tell. We've got a great story to tell our potential donors and partners as we prepare to move into the public phase of our comprehensive campaign. So what does all this mean for Miles College? This is important as we reimagine Miles College for the future. This gives us the foundation we need to create more inclusive opportunities for all students and allows us to do more for our faculty and staff. In many ways, COVID-19 forced us to reimagine. All of us college presidents were forced into reimagining. We were forced to rapidly change our delivery methods, radically improve our technology infrastructure, and substantially increase our focus on the health and safety of our students, faculty, and staff. We received an immense amount of support to help alleviate some of the financial burdens that students faced due to the impact on the economy resulting from the pandemic. In 2021, we used CARES Act funding and funding from the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund to clear $2.1 million in outstanding student balances. During the spring 2022 semester, we are providing an additional $3.9 million to eliminate student indebtedness. We allocated $1.6 million in emergency grant aid to provide resources for students to continue their education while navigating the pandemic. And we were very fortunate to receive these funds and are internally grateful to our elected officials in Washington, particularly our Congresswoman, my friend Terry Sewell, who advocated for higher education and for HBCUs. But in order to continue to sustain our momentum, grow our scholarship programs, and provide other types of support for our students, we must continue to be aggressive in our friend-raising and our fundraising. To that end, we have focused a great deal on developing sustainable relationships with our community and corporate partners to enhance the student experience and to provide first-class practical experiences so our students are prepared to competitively join the workforce after they graduate. We have collaborated with entities like Regions Bank, FedEx Freight, FedEx Global, Alabama Power Company, Southern Company, Honda Manufacturing, Coca-Cola United, EBSCO, IBM, Apple, the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham, the FBI, the CIA, the Blue Cross Blue Shield Caring Foundation, the Kemper Foundation, the Propel Center, the Bashinsky family, NASCAR, and we are not done yet. We partnered with Hope Enterprise and Goldman Sachs on an initiative called the Deep South Economic Mobility Collaborative, and with the Will and Jada Smith Family Foundation on the Will Smith Book Club. All of these companies, foundations, or individuals have invested in our students' success either through scholarships, internships, jobs, experiences, academic training, or emergency funding. Many people may ask why they should support HBCUs or students that attend HBCUs. Well, a recent article in the GRIO states that HBCU graduates generate $14.8 billion in economic impact annually. According to a 2017 UNCF report, that's equivalent to a ranking in the top 200 on the Fortune 500 list of America's largest corporations. The report also stated, every dollar spent by an HBCU and its students produces positive economic benefits, generating more than 134,000 jobs for their local and regional economies. Miles College is currently the largest employer and a great partner in the city of Fairfield. We employ 250 full and part-time employees and serve 1,500 students, with about 800 students that live on the campus, that register to vote in the city, and get involved in the political process. Einstein said we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. So, we're constantly seeking new and creative ways to enhance the student experience at Miles College. I noticed our SGA president gave her comments on her iPad. We have provided Apple iPads, earpods, stylus, pencils, and keyboards to all full-time students and full-time faculty. All of that was to provide a common high-tech platform that facilitates more creative and effective virtual or in-person teaching and learning. This is one of the ways we can help close that learning gap created by the pandemic. I'm almost through. Whenever I speak to groups or individuals, I'm typically asked, what are our greatest needs? My first response is always funded scholarships for our students. More than 95% of our students are eligible for some type of financial aid. Many are first-generation college students. In fact, almost 80% of our students are Pell Grant eligible. So without financial assistance, many of our students won't have the resources they need to complete their education. It's my job to help deliver those resources so we can be that bridge to the brighter tomorrow. Miles College is on the rise. As our academic expectations reach new levels, our goal is to develop and attract the faculty of the future in order to prepare the student of the future for the workforce of tomorrow. In closing, I remain committed to Miles College and our students and to the historical mission bestowed upon this institution by the CME Church in 1898 to motivate and prepare students to seek knowledge that leads to intellectual and civic empowerment. My goal is to leave my footprint at Miles College, even if it's in high heels.
Well, I don't know about you, but I heard that mic drop. President Knight, thank you so very much for giving an account of the work that you have done on our behalf, even without an official inauguration. It just demonstrates that you are not here for the pomp and circumstance, but you are here for the work. Again, my thanks to all of you who have joined us in this great day of celebration, and we ask that your support for Miles will continue in the form of prayer, in the form of spendable currency, as well as in the form of students. If you know students in your circle, in your network, please make sure they know about Miles College, the home of Southern beauty, the diamond in the rough that is sparkling and shining this day because of who God has blessed us with as a leader. Thank you to all of those who gave remarks. And now, in Miles College style, let us prepare for the singing of the alma mater being led by our choir, followed by our prayer and benediction by our Dean, Reverend Dr. Bates.
Please be seated and remain seated. As we come now to the close of this historic event today, I would say, President Knight, your footprints are large and deep. And there is no linguistic construct that can define what we have witnessed here today. So as we come to the close now, will you just take a moment to grasp, to feel the history I know that our ancestors are standing among the heavenly hosts, saying to one another, wow, we never imagined. We imagined that it would be, but not to this extent. The blood, sweat, and tears on these hallowed grounds. We often say to the students, as you walk these grounds, understand that many have sacrificed and given of themselves that you could have this rich experience. Treasure it, honor it, and most of all, represent it well. You are Miles College. As we come now to the close, it is my prayer for you that God will bless you. It is my prayer for you that God will keep you. It is my prayer for you that God will wrap his loving arms of protection around you and protect you from all harm and danger. Go forth now in peace, and may the peace of God go with you. God bless you. Please remain seated, please.